Good afternoon. Today I'll be conducting my initial intake session with Benny. Benny is 22 years old and just came out to his parents. He has been in a relationship with the same gentleman who he said was quite a bit older than him for about a year now. And that was one of the reasons that he made the decision to come out to his family. His parents are divorced, and he said that his father did not take him coming out well at all. And his mother did not take it well either, though she did take it better, but she said a lot of hurtful and harmful things since he came out. His mother is a recovering alcoholic, which is a great concern to him, especially because she's raising his younger brother, who he has a great relationship with, and that's one of the primary reasons he wants to talk about his relationship with his family, because he wants to maintain that healthy relationship with his brother. We look forward to meeting with him.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Did you have any trouble getting here or anything?
There was a little bit of traffic, but it wasn't too bad.
So you drive in the city? I admire that.
Well, yeah, I probably shouldn't be, but I do.
Not a good driver?
Not a good driver whatsoever.
Well then, I'm especially happy that you made it safely to be with me here today.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be worth it.
You want to tell me a little bit about why you're here? I know we spoke on the phone, but...
Well, yeah, just because I just came out to my parents, and I didn't really expect my dad to react the way he did, as harshly as he did, but really it's more about my mom and the kind of like passive aggressive comments she's been making to me since. Like, she's trying to be okay with it, but she's not really, I just don't really think she knows what to do with me anymore, if that makes sense. So yeah, and then really it's also about my little brother. Like, I'm sort of tempted to just cut my parents off altogether, but because my little brother, I really don't want to have to do that. So,
okay, and who does your younger brother live with? I know you said that relationship is important to you.
So he lives with my mom, and that's another issue because she is a recovering alcoholic. And she's relapsed before, so it's like really scary to me that she could relapse and then he not have anyone if I were to cut her off, or I guess allow her to cut me off, because that's kind of seems like what she wants. But yeah, so. Yeah, he lives with her. My dad's not super in the picture. So that's why I'm not as upset that he's...
That makes sense. Okay, so you said that you were kind of expecting your father's reaction, and even though it was more serious or severe than you thought it might have been initially, what really bothers you is your relationship with your mother now.
Yes, exactly.
And cutting her off is a big deal or big transition. So what kind of comments has she been making that have led you to think about cutting her off?
Just a lot of... there's a lot. So we grew up very religious, and she's sort of like, my dad's the really religious one, and my mom kind of waxes and wanes with it because she obviously like has been through a lot and like struggles with her alcoholism and everything. So I feel like her faith sort of goes with that. But anyway, now that she's sober again, she's trying to be religious. I don't know. So a lot of it is sort of rooted in that. So she's always like worried about me now, whereas like before she's never worried about me. We talked maybe once every 2 weeks or something, and usually just in passing when I was picking up my brother or something. So, because I don't live there, I have an apartment out in the city. So, yeah. So it's just kind of little things that she's saying, and then a lot of the things that my little brother tells me. His name's Derek. He will tell me like how she's just kind of like gossiping about me. I don't know if there's probably a better word because it's not just gossip, but she's always worried about me. She's always talking about the guy that I'm with.
So you've discussed your mother with your little brother, or your little brother knows that you're gay.
Oh yeah. He's known for a couple years. So
you're really close.
Yeah, he's about to go to college. So I told him maybe it's junior year or something. So it's been like two or 3 years. But yeah, so he knows, and he's fine with it, which I'm very lucky for that.
Wonderful. And then you said a little bit earlier that you used to just see your mother every few weeks in passing. So that changed when she got sober. You started seeing her more frequently, or how did that relationship?
Yeah, when I tried not to see her at all when she's relapsing. With my little brother, it's kind of complicated. Usually, I would like take him in and try to do something, but but yeah, so I am seeing her a little bit more now, but not still. It's still, rough. Like there's a lot of history there. So,
And you
yeah.
said that you would take him in at what age? Like when you had your own apartment, or?
No, so we bounced around a lot since I was maybe like 14. I think was the first time I like physically left the house with him, and we've done it like 2 other times. So the most recent one was like actually right before I started seeing the guy I'm seeing, so like a year ago.
That sounds incredibly stressful. I can't imagine that. That's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, well, we would go to like other family members' houses and bounce around to like friends and things like that. So I mean, you just had to do what you had to do. It wasn't awful or anything.
Is there a family member that you had a particularly strong relationship with, or one that you always went to first?
My aunt, but her job, she travels a lot, and so it was kind of sporadically when she could support us. Like if she wasn't in the country, she couldn't really you couldn't stay with her. So, so yeah, her first and foremost, and then other than that, just like friends. We would go around my like high school friends, and then when I got into college, like it became a lot easier because I had my own like place then, so that wasn't much of an issue. But when we were like younger, it was like friends' houses and my aunt. So
wonderful. And then you said that you've been dating somebody for about a year. Does your little brother have a relationship with that person?
Yeah, they've met, but they don't like hang out or anything. Like they've met a couple times, but it's kind of hard. Like I can't really bring him around now that he's living with my mom, and he's been living with my mom the whole year that we've been dating. So like my mom's never met him, which is what really like gets me very like super angry when I hear that she's saying these things about him and she doesn't know him. She barely knows me, so I just don't really feel like it's her right to be trying to, and I'm just worried. Like my little brother, like I don't want him to think less of me.
Why would he think less of you?
Because he's got that bug in his ear. Like my mom, like constantly putting me down and like trying to shape his opinion.
So thinking poorly of you for who you're dating or who you're choosing to date.
Yeah, and so...
What specifically is she saying about him, or what things does she choose to pinpoint his negative qualities?
I mean, it's hard to know because it's all like secondhand, right? It's like my little brother just telling me, but I mean, it's a lot about his age. Like she won't shut up about his age, which I mean, kind of used to that. Like even among my friends, like that's sort of. But I feel like they've kind of, like that was a conversation at the beginning of the relationship, but now it's been a year. Like it's serious, so. I don't get as much of that now.
Is he older than you or younger than you? Is there an age?
Oh yeah, he's definitely older than me. He's twice my age.
Twice your age.
A little more than twice my age. But
45.
47.
He's 47.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I think age is but a number, right? I mean, it's cliche, but I really do just feel really connected to him.
May I ask how you met him?
How did we meet? It was a like kind of weird, like a church barbecue, which is like not a very traditional place to pick up a man. But yeah, when my mom had just like gotten on the wagon or whatever, and started dragging me and my little brother back out to church. I usually don't go to those, but I went to this one, and he was there, having also been dragged along. Anyway, so that's how we met.
So your family was actually present when you met him for the first time.
Yeah, and so but he was only there for that like 1 week. Like she doesn't even know him. She won't remember him if I told her, because it was like a huge event. So we just like met at this big event. But yeah, so that's how we met, and from then, I mean, we just like kept talking, exchanged numbers, and just. Like, he lived in the city, which was really cool to me because I was, like, trying to get moved to the city at that point. And then, so he, like, helped me with that, which was really cool.
But you don't live together currently?
No, we don't live together. We've talked about it, but I don't know, maybe.
What are your hesitations or reservations about living with him?
I mean, I've never lived with... he's, like, basically the first guy I've dated. So, like, that's not really... feel responsible to me, but I don't know. I mean, it has been a year. I don't know. There are also just like little things that worry me about like transitioning from just like going on dates to like being with him all the time. I feel like we can only spend so much time with each other before we start to get fed up with each other. It makes me nervous that if we live together.
That's what already happens in your experience? Is if you spend too much time with each other, you get sick of each other?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of happens with me and like anyone, but like definitely noticed it with him. And yeah, and so I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for that.
So you're someone who needs personal space?
Yes, for sure. Yeah, which is why I've always kind of taken my space for my parents.
Do you feel like you're good at taking care of yourself in that aspect? And if you feel like you need space, you take it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty self-sufficient, I'd say. Sometimes it's hard with like friends, I guess. But like I feel like my parents, it's established like that I don't really need them. So it's hard to tell a friend that as well. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does, absolutely. So what are the goals that you would like to see us put forth or put in place during our relationship together?
I don't know. I just feel like really new to everything I'm doing. And just as I was like starting to kind of get my footing, all this happened. And now, even though I've like tried to sort of like liberate myself from my parents for so long, like it's really sort of affecting me more than I anticipated it to. And I say that it's all about my little brother, but like, I don't know, I just feel like I need to work through some of that.
When you say some of that, what are you referring to?
Just like I just have always sort of rejected my parents. I've never been rejected by my parents. And I think it's just kind of like shaken me. I'm kind of like my foundation, if that makes sense. Which I didn't anticipate because I just thought, like when I told them, I was kind of nonchalant about it, to be completely honest, because I was like, I don't really care if they approve or don't approve.
So not that really feeling of rejection is really powerful for you.
Yeah, I mean, it really kind of. I haven't experienced that yet because my friends are all pretty open-minded, progressive. Like they don't, other than like the age thing, but they weren't even against. They weren't against me being gay. They were potentially against me dating someone who's twice my age, which is understandable. Like I know it's not normal. But yeah, so I've never really been rejected for it so strongly, other than like myself, like obviously like internalized a lot of stuff growing up, but like, yeah, having them like outright reject me has been kind of hard. And then also just thinking about my little brother, like Derek, I don't want to, like the guy I'm seeing is really pressuring me to just cut them off, which I know a lot of queer people do and have done and will continue to do, but like I just don't feel good about it because of Derek. And
so do you feel like he's the person you're in a relationship with? Do you feel like he's pressuring you to cut off your family, or?
Well, yeah, he did it too. Like that's what happened in his experience. So like which makes, I don't know, like I get that, but he doesn't really want to listen when I tell him why I'm not sure it's right for me. So that's a whole other issue, like that we could definitely work through. Like definitely some of, I really love him and I want to like continue this relationship, but there are just like little things that might be big things, you know? So,
what do you think are some of your strengths in that relationship? So do you feel comfortable speaking to him when you disagree with him, or do you feel comfortable talking about the importance of your ties to your family with him?
I don't know. I don't feel super comfortable I don't feel good with conflict in general, but especially with him. He can get kind of intense when we're disagreeing with something. And I just don't like that kind of intensity, I guess. So I just try to avoid conflict. I just try to like keep him happy.